I don't even care if I give it away at the beginning. This movie's crap. Let's talk Borat. Released from prison for bringing shame to his country, Kazakh funny man Borat risks life and limb when he returns to America with his 15-year-old daughter. Let's just talk Borat for a second, okay? So Borat started on Da Ali G's show, where Sacha Baron Cohen had various characters where he would pretty much dress up in costumes and he would prank people. He'd go and interview high-ranking politicians or celebrities, and he'd make everyone just look like total idiots. Some characters were better than most, but Borat was the funniest character on that show. In terms of creating characters in these shows and putting people in these disastrous situations, he's very good at that. Borat's not very funny on his own. He has to be in these situations where he's with other people. That's where you get the real laughs. When he's at the dinner party and he brings the prostitute, when he's talking with the feminists, whenever he's singing the Kazakhstan national anthem at the rodeo, he plays to a very broad spectrum of making fun of everyone. It's very funny. And the problem with the first Borat, though, is that you have those highs, which are the pranks, and the story part that goes throughout has lots of lulls. The thing is, Borat has so many comedy highs that it's perfectly fine to just sit there and be like, we'll go through this hour and a half where he's making fun of everyone. But now we have Borat 2. The first problem with Borat 2 is that the character of Borat is incredibly famous. So Borat isn't even being Borat. Sacha Baron Cohen is dressed up in these different costumes, being these different characters. The character of Borat pranking people is the thing that's very funny. So getting these other pseudo characters that come in, it doesn't work. It's nowhere near as funny. The jokes that do land are not even at the 50% mark of the stuff from the first Borat movie. The parts wherever he is Borat, he's not doing it so much for a prank. He's doing it more just to further the story. And in the first movie, the most boring parts were the parts where we had to do a story. The funny thing about the first Borat is how irreverent it was. It was going after everything and everyone. And this one goes after one section of America. By doing that, the whole movie feels outrageously political, which takes another 25% out of all the comedy. Most of these jokes would have been great if he decided to make another TV show where he was going to go after that section of America. It probably would have been hilarious. But in terms of doing that in a movie with a story that isn't really working, and you have this incredibly irreverent character that's not going to go after a broad section of America, then it's just not funny. That's the end of the Borat review. It's not funny. The baffling thing about this movie is the response that it's gotten. It was lauded at the Golden Globes. It's gotten Oscar nominations. It's probably the political stuff, which is whatever. I'm not even going to touch that stuff. Anything that decides to be that overtly political is not funny. To see it being lauded with so many awards, I was going to say it doesn't make sense. It makes sense. It's just sad. It makes it feel like I'm going a little bit crazy because there's nothing weirder than watching a movie that is so unfunny and everybody saying that it's one of the funniest things ever. Like, what does this even have on Rotten Tomatoes? Freaking hate Rotten Tomatoes. It's got an 85. Borat's got an 85 on Rotten Tomatoes. What is that? And it's an hour and a half long. The thing feels like it's 2 hours, 15 minutes. The story sucks. It relies heavily on making a through-line narrative, which was never the best part about Borat. It throws Borat out the window for most of it. And now it's got Oscar nominations behind it, and it sucks. It sucks. It sucks so much. Watch Who is America, watch the old Borat movie, watch the Ali G show. That stuff is hilarious. This sucks. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to 5 Minute Critic for updates on reviews and movie news.